Is this you?
Hi, thank you very much for having me. That was one of the most entertaining introductions I've ever experienced.
Oh my God, darling, thank you. Listen, I am a fan. Once I saw or heard, very short notice by the way, darling, that Tony was going to have you on his show, I went and did all the research I could in between going out with my boyfriend, going out with my girlfriend, going out with my trans friends, everything, darling. I had to sneak you in. I had to. You're just adorable, darling. How are you?
Well, thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Tell the listeners here on Tony Talk about everything about you, or whatever you feel like telling, because, darling, we have an hour, but I will extend this for you.
Okay. Well, since I am here to talk about the podcast, we can definitely start with that. And you're right, last year was kind of a beast in some ways, but for me, I was able to find ways to experience blessings, and I do appreciate that. I don't take my life for granted. At the beginning of the year, I started posting weekly blog tips that were love lessons to help improve intimacy between committed couples or throuples, whatever the case may be. And the reason behind that is I just wanted to put more work out in the world. I was trying to query agents for my novel, and one of the things that you're supposed to do is to improve your platform. So I kept putting work out in the world. I kept posting blogs, and I came up with 52 Loves to make sure that I had to commit to putting out something at least once a week on my blog, because I was not blogging regularly. It was one of those, oh, I have a thought, now I'll blog, and then I'll go 2 months and not post anything. So this made it so that I had to commit to putting something out every week. And I was doing that, and then things started going kind of crazy last year, and toward the middle of the year, I almost quit, because here I am posting about love and all of these, very warm and fuzzy things, and the world was going to hell. So I was thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I putting my efforts here when the world is falling apart? But at that time, I started receiving text messages and emails and messages on my blog, people thanking me for posting something positive, putting something positive in the world and giving them something to look forward to. And I kind of took that as a sign that I needed to keep going. It was just the strangest thing, because I hadn't told anyone I was considering quitting. I was just at a low point, and I think we all hit a low point last year. And so I continued doing it, and by the end of the year, I spoke with a few agents about potentially turning it into a nonfiction project, and one of those was someone I met at Las Vegas Writers Conference. I asked her if she could help me work on a proposal for it, and she said not only would she help me, she'd like to represent it. And so I signed with her, and we are working on a 52 Love project, which essentially teaches people to use love as a verb. And she took on my novel. We're working on that as well. And part of the platform for 52 Love is to include a podcast element to it. So I do a video and audio podcast. Every week, we invite a new guest on the show, have them try the intimacy tip with their partner, and then they come on the show, they tell us how the experience went, and they get to promote their work.
Well, darling, that sounds absolutely amazing. And not only are you absolutely intelligent, smart, darling, smart, as they say up here in Boston. We don't pronounce the R. We have an H in there for some reason, but smart. You're also, how do I say this? Very strong, darling. You persevered during a pandemic. You persevered during a pandemic, darling. And also, might I add, it seems like you succeeded. You worked hard, you persevered, and you succeeded. And more people should be like you, darling. I give you all the credit in the world. You found something that you were passionate about, and you went after it. And you went after it like I would go after a wonderful, beautiful man with six-pack abs and a Hawaiian shirt at a certain club I like to go to. Alley Bar in Boston.
You had me until the Hawaiian shirt.
Oh my God, darling, I'm festive. Let me tell you, I'm festive. Some people call me gay. Some people call me flamboyant. I am neither. I am enchanted, darling. Enchanted.
That's a nice way to say it.
Thank you, darling. Now you're also an author. You wrote a novel. I saw one of your readings on YouTube. I listened to it. It was wonderful. I also love the wonderful
Thank
green.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. I loved the wonderful green dress you were wearing. Tell me how.
Oh, that is from the novel that we are working on submitting right now.
I want to know any type of tips. What would be your tip of the night? Actually, the former host of the show, or my assistant host, Mr. Tony Puglagazzi, he changed his name, darling. He went from Tony Gaga to Danger Smooth to Tony Puglagazzi. I think it means something like romance in Italian. I don't know what it means, but it sounds disgusting. Anyway, he is about 452 pounds, give or take. And he has a thing for smaller, petite women. And I was wondering, how is it that they find this man sexy, darling? I mean, I don't know. It looks like his stomach ate a stomach. It looks like his chins are holding a chin. And he looks like, I don't mean to insult him, darling, but my God, he walks up to women and he says, "Do you like what you see?" And they say yes. And next thing you know, he does what he likes to call hitting the sides, because he claims his penis is very thick. Rich thing, and my God, darling, he looks like Jabba the Hutt in a turtleneck. What advice would you give him, aside from maybe going on a ketogenic diet? Could you give me your point of view on how women would find this man sexy? Please, darling.
Well, there are all different things that could attract someone to a person. It could be that they are very charismatic or really smart, very witty. Maybe he has a really sexy voice. He could be kind. Maybe he's good at taking care of people's needs. You know, there are gardeners in the world, and some people are just really good at taking care of people.
I see, darling. I honestly don't see that. He has been broken up with from one woman who was a lovely darling of a woman. He yelled at her for eating his Little Debbie snack cakes, which he does not need. And Tony also does not have, oh my God. Yeah, no, there's no charisma. There's no sexy voice, as one of my listeners, Frank Gavin, had just said. Yes, darling, I don't know. There's just a mystery to me. I mean, it's like a mystery that Scooby-Doo and the gang wouldn't even solve. You know what I mean, darling? Oh my God.
I may have to steal that line.
Oh my God, take it. It's yours. Take it. Take everything. Everything, darling. Oh my God. This sounds amazing. Now, where could I have my listeners listen to you before I bring on Mr. Puglagazzi? Where can I have my listeners find your stuff? I have a whole description here. I hit you with the intro. Where else can my listeners find you? Because I know you just won over some fans tonight.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. My podcast is called the 52 Love Podcast, and if you want to listen to it, it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the usual places. But if you would like to watch it and see me with my guests, you can watch it on YouTube. My website is www.mstanyatodd.com, and then my social media is at Ms. Tanya Todd, and that's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Oh, I get them all night, darling. I just get them coming and coming, just like I get my, oh my God, I'm getting fresh. Okay. Darling, you have been a wonderful, wonderful guest.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite you on anytime you would like to I don't know. I'm not going to read your number on the air, darling. Is this number the best number to get in touch with you, or would you rather everyone go through your publicist, darling?
I would rather they went through Bruce.
Okay. I personally will reach out to Bruce. Thank him for this wonderful opportunity to have this conversation with you. Absolutely. You are a darling, and I call everybody darling, but darling, you are my darling. And
Thank you.